Sister Catherine and I are both sisters of social service. We lived at Stanford Home, and in the evening time we wanted to get away from all the kids, and we would walk downtown. We encountered a person who asked if we would help get them something to eat. I always ask people their names, and so I asked this person their name, and they told me it was Jean, and began to have a conversation with her over a meal. We encountered her in a nice way, visited, and went away, leaving her hopefully filled with food and a lot of love. But Catherine said to me, "Claire, we have to do something with women." And it took about 3 more years before I came back to Sacramento, and we began to develop the theory of what we wanted to do at Wellspring Women's Center. It's not about giving, it's about being, which is kind of a different philosophy, I think, than many agencies. Because what we wanted to do and what we believed Wellspring would be about was to build dignity and self-respect in women and children. And so then we just began to put it together with people that we knew and loved and believed in us. And that was the beginning of Wellspring. And Catherine would say to me all the time, "You know, Claire, Jean's going to come and see us." 1 year and 1 day after we opened the center, Catherine was hysterical, and she said, "Claire, she came." I said, "What are you talking about, she came?" She said, Jean came into the center." I said, "Catherine, Jean didn't come in the center. You're just making this up." She said, "No, Claire, I'm telling you, I took her picture, and here it is." And sure enough, there was the picture of Jean that we met in the bus station. I said, "Well, why did you let her go? Why didn't you just tie her up and leave her here?" And she said she didn't want to stay, but I said, "Please come back." So the next day she came back, and she walked in and she said, "This is beautiful. What is this place about?" So we were able to tell Jean that it was about her, really, that we had encountered her and that we wanted to help people not have to go through what she went through. She went to the phone and she called her social worker and she said, "Please give this group $20 from my money. I want to support them." She loved Wellspring and we loved her.
Wellspring is celebrating a milestone 35th anniversary this year, and this is an incredible tribute to the work that this organization does. The foundation of it is so strong. The mission and foundation of what we do has endured for 35 years, and it's still as needed as ever. We're rooted in love. When did you first get involved at Wellspring?
Well, I knew about Wellspring because our sister Esther was the director here after Sister Catherine and Sister Claire were here. Sister Esther came home and she said, "I would really, really like you to come over and take my place at Wellspring." I walked in the door and felt like I was home. There was just this very comfortable, warm feeling. So I think that was it. It felt like a family.
Yeah. I had that same experience coming here.
I know you did.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, right? Yeah. They have that experience of just like walking through the door and going like, "Wow, this just feels like where I should be."
Exactly. Another aspect of Wellspring is just the hope that generates here. And the laughter. You know, I've always said if we can't laugh at what we're doing, we shouldn't be doing it. And just to see them be able to laugh no matter what they're going through in their lives, it's amazing. And to think 35 years this has been going on, and I know it started in another location, a little tiny space and so on, and then moved here, and just to look around in the building, the whole building, and downstairs, and the creativity of guests and staff that have created all that beautiful artwork on the windows, and people are they're able to express themselves, you know, and to do something maybe they never knew they could do either. You know, the sewing, the art, like you said, all the craft things that the children are doing. It's you know, it's going to influence their lives.
Cool. Oh my gosh, look at yours. It's getting more and more beautiful.
I was thinking.
I'm done. All done?
Is to empower them you know, to move forward, to believe in themselves, to have that courage, just to inspire people.
Yeah, I mean, I always think like if we see the greatness in others, our next most important thing is to help them to see it too.
Another thing I've noticed coming back, that parking lot, you know, that has all been redone.
When Wellspring first moved into our current location, the patio area originally served as a parking lot with uneven pavement and cramped parking spaces. Our founders, Sister Claire and Sister Catherine, set out to beautify the space with Wellspring's first outdoor mural on the fence that once lined the perimeter, eventually building a stone wall to take its place, created from bricks blessed with prayers and intention for our center. In 2020, we were able to repave the area and reimagine the way we were using it. Eventually, it became outdoor dining space during the pandemic to keep our community safe. In June of 2022, mural artist Jaya King interviewed our guests on what they wanted to see in a new mural. She learned about Wellspring and the beauty of our community and created a breathtaking mural that tells a story about resilience and unity. Jaya knew that she wanted to make our guests part of this process and even held a community paint day where Wellspring guests of all ages painted side by side.
So to be able to be outside and have space there too, and to know that the staff is available there also, you know, it's just, it's wonderful, it's amazing. And just the support that comes here, and through volunteers, through donors, you know. And donors don't donate unless they believe in something. So that's very obvious here, you know.
Wellspring's longevity is based on an amazing outpouring of community support. It is the everyday person that is offering us a donation of a can of coffee or a $5 check or the change out of their couch. It really is about everybody coming together to support this center. We have a tremendous outpouring of love that flows through here and directly back to our guests. We celebrate that we've served over 1 million meals to women and children. We celebrate that there have been thousands of women and children whose lives we've touched. We celebrate that there has been thousands of donors and supporters who have helped us touch those lives and transform those lives. So 35 years, it's pretty special.
What we do at Wellspring, what we have always done at Wellspring, ought to be how we live our lives with each other. I just wish we would be kinder and more loving with one another and with those people we encounter, because you never know. But Wellspring does unbelievable things just by virtue of loving the women and helping them access the things they need to access. I take great pride in what Wellspring has become, and it's through the love of the volunteers and the staff that have made it continue what we had hoped it would be. I realize that it's very simple. The answer is always love.